welcome back to Classic Car Rental. Today you find us in the sunny seaside town of Cowes. Why are we here? Well, actually we've been invited to attend courtesy of the Royal London Yacht Club because they are hosts of the Cowes Classics Week, which is traditionally a yacht racing regatta. But on this occasion they are doing a day which is dedicated to classic cars, and there are some amazing cars to see here. Cars have travelled across the country to be here today for what is being reported as the very first Wheels and Keels event of its type in the UK. And what a fantastic collection we've been treated to, a real feast for the eyes. So I'm here with Bob Dench. Bob has brought two vehicles here, a stunning TR3A and also one of my absolute favourites, which is a Bentley Continental convertible. It's a fabulous car. Bob, this Continental is beautiful. Can you tell us a little bit about the history on it?
Yeah, it's an 1986 Bentley Continental, which is the same as the Rolls-Royce Comarch.
Lovely. Yeah.
It was the car that really saved Rolls-Royce Motors from going bust.
Right.
It suddenly transformed the company. They were selling about in the mid-80s for around £100,000. And this one was the company car of Azor Nabil, who owned Polly Peck.
So a checkered past.
Well, a checkered past, yeah. I'm sure he loved his cars, and he was a very sort of personal chap. But he eventually this languished in a garage for 15 years. And,
oh right,
yeah.
so it hasn't been used for.
It wasn't used for a long time, and then eventually I saw it at Goodwood about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
After a very good lunch, I must say. And,
so was it for sale at Goodwood?
Yeah, in the auction there. It was recommissioned, and I bought it, and it's been great fun ever since. Cruising in the West Country and straw hats and roof down, that sort of stuff.
I saw you going around the parade here last night. It sounds absolutely wonderful.
It sounds lovely. Yeah, it's a lovely 6.7 litre engine. It just purrs away, and they're rock solid. Solid.
Fantastic.
Beautiful car.
Yeah.
Beautiful car.
And you've also brought this beautiful TR3A, the Triumph, which is again a lovely little car. So how long have you had this one?
I've had it about I think 10-12 years now. It was actually owned by the chap who ran the Daytona 500.
Oh wow!
And he had it rebuilt.
Yeah.
And sadly he passed away just as it was being finished. So I finished it, brought it back, and I've had it ever since. So it's a left-hand drive model. Doesn't really matter. The car's so narrow. It doesn't. The best thing about it is you can actually get out on the pavement without
Indeed.
But
yes.
it's a lovely drive. It makes lots of noise, doesn't go very fast, but it's just a nice drive.
No, it's fabulous.
Really pleasant car to have around.
And it's in lovely condition, so it's a real credit to you. So thank you for bringing them down. It's been a pleasure to see you, and have many miles of safe and happy motoring.
Thank you very much indeed.
One of the other elements about Cowes Classics Day is not just the cars, it's not just about the sailing boats, but it's also about the motorboats as well, because we've got some historic motorboats, and we're lucky enough to be joined today by Mark McNeil, who's the chairman of the Classic Boat Museum. Mark, you've got some fantastic boats here today. Four of them you got displayed here on the parade. Can you just tell us about one or two of them?
Yes, well, behind us is a little motorboat called the Queen Gull. She originally was a target boat for the Navy, built in the 1940s, and as a target boat she was remote controlled and towed targets for the gunners to practice their aim to make sure that they were good at hitting the Germans if they ever came our way.
So this beautiful little craft that you're telling me about, she was actually used for target practice?
She was used for target practice, and she is one of the very few to survive and has been converted into a little two-seater motorboat.
Fantastic. So can she still be operated remote control?
No, right. She has a little engine, and she has all the remote control mechanism has been removed.
Right. So you can still take her out for a little potter if it's required?
A great little trip up the river, I think. I wouldn't like to go out to sea with very many waves.
Right, brilliant. So behind us now is this wonderful little powerboat, which is called Levy Lean 2, which I believe was built locally by Caesars. Is that correct?
That is correct, and it's a Sonny Levy design. It was built in 1966. And it's a powerboat that won quite a lot of races and is famous to Cowes, and we're very pleased to have her in the museum.
Fantastic, great. So I understand you're putting a new engine in her now.
The owner of the boat has had the engine, is having the engine completely refurbished, and the intention is to get her back on the daughter to be able to do some classic car boat racing.
Brilliant.
But hopefully she will remain as an exhibit in the museum in the interim.
Lovely. So when do we plan to get them back in the water then? Any idea?
No idea at present.
How long's a piece of string?
Yes, very long sometimes.
So finally we have this lovely little wooden boat called Johanna. What's the history behind this one, Mark?
Well, she was built in Germany in 1938, and she came over to the island for an exhibition, and then the owners actually ran out of money, and so one of the museum trustees bought the boat,
right,
and has very kindly recently donated the boat to the museum, so she is now in our permanent collection. She's a lovely little motorboat, and everybody admires her, and you know, we're very lucky to be given a boat like this.
Fantastic. Now, the Classic Boat Museum itself just going through a major refurbishment, I believe. So when's it going to be open for visitors?
Well, we are planning to open the boat shed on Tuesday the 20th of July, which hopefully will coincide with the full lifting of the sanctions or regulations, restrictions for COVID. Yeah. We have a team of elderly volunteers, and even though they've all been jabbed up, I'm quite keen to keep them as safe as possible and wait till we can sort of relax the rules and everybody feel confident about moving around the museum.
Nice and safe.
We have the gallery over in East Cowes, and we have been doing a total refurbishment there. And as with total refurbishments, unfortunately, when you start doing things, work takes a little bit longer, and therefore we're not really going to be open until about the middle of August.
Right.
But we have upgraded the museum, increasing the floor space by about 30%.
Brilliant.
So there'll be more exhibitions, all new, and I'm sure it'll be very exciting.
Great. Well, if you're coming over to Cowes and you fancy a trip to the Classic Boat Museum, I've been there myself. It's a great location, full of sort of nautical heritage, unmissable. Don't miss it. So I'm here with David Gower, who is the chairman of Cowes Classics Week. David, thank you so much for inviting Classic Car Rental to be here. It's been an absolute thrill, and what an amazing event.
Isn't it just? And it's been great to have you again.
Thank you very much. It's, I mean, traditionally this is a yachting event, but today we've got this amazing turnout of cars. I mean, just what a selection of real stunning automotive beauties we've got.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you see it that way too, because we reason that people that are interested in classic yachts generally are interested in classic cars as well. In fact, all things classic, and we think the cars has brought a tremendous extra dimension to the regatta.
Yeah, and we've had a look at the motor gunboats today as well, and again, what an amazing restoration project that's been, a real labour of love. But again, I think it's sort of, because this has traditionally been a sailing event, and it's just brought a real another dimension to it. So more of the same next year?
Yeah, well, I was thrilled to bits with that. It was in a moment of inspiration when I thought of inviting the gunboat, and honestly it took 10 minutes to put it together. The rest of the regatta has taken 18 months.
Wow, okay, which is great. So a little bit of inside information. So what's going to be the winner of Best Car in Show tonight, David?
Well, I think it's got to be one of the Bentleys. And if it's going to be one of the Bentleys, it's got to be the Le Mans Bentley from 1924.
It is a stunning machine. I think it's owned by a gentleman called Ian Johnson. He's brought it down from London. Apparently had a bit of a saga getting it here, but it is an amazing condition automobile, and pretty much original, I believe.
Yes, exactly. And what I love is he drives it in all weather. I mean, to him, it's an everyday driver.
Which is just as it should. David, again, thank you so much for inviting us down here. And yeah, what a great event. And next year, July?
No, June.
Oh,
so
June next year.
We've moved it to run immediately after Round the Island race. And I think we'll probably make Classics Day on the Sunday next year.
Okay.
When we'll have 10,000 people in town.
Well, if it's anything like this year's event, it's going to be unmissable. Thank you, David.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Thank you, Tim.
Thanks.
Thanks.
What an amazing event Cowes Classics Day has been. So whether you have a love of classic yachts, classic powerboats or classic cars like we do, this event is one not to miss. Some of the presentation standards of the vehicles that are on display here are amongst the best we have ever seen. It's free to attend, so if you're here next year, do not miss this. You will not regret it. And just as predicted, Ian Johnson did win the Best in Show trophy for his beautiful 1924 Bentley Sport, presented by my good lady wife on behalf of Classic Car Rental, who were delighted to sponsor the trophy for this year's event. Thank you so much for watching, and please join us again next time on Classic Car Rental, when we will be reviewing the fantastic and iconic MGB, and we'll tell you why it makes such a great addition to your car collection, but also as a valuable contributor to your car rental fleet. We'll see you next time. Take care.